In the vast, shimmering Arctic, where the sky danced with ribbons of green and purple light, Joe the polar bear stood at the entrance of his icy cave. The aurora borealis shimmered in his teary eyes as he clutched a small vial in his paw, a glowing gift from his dear friend Rusty the Raccoon. The vial held the warm, golden light of fireflies from the whispering woods, a treasure that felt like a hug from far away. Beside him, his driftwood sled was packed with glistening icicles, a gift for Rusty. Joe took one last look at the endless white of his frozen home and whispered to the wind, "Time to return the warmth." With a deep breath, he set off, the sled gliding over the snow as he began his long journey south. Joe soared down the glacial slopes, ice crystals spraying around him like tiny diamonds catching the first light of dawn. He gripped the vial tightly, its golden glow pulsing like a heartbeat in his paw. The distant pink dawn mountains rose ahead, calling him closer to the whispering woods with every mile. The sled whooshed over the snow, and Joe's heart thumped with excitement. He was on his way to see Rusty. Meanwhile, deep in the whispering woods, Rusty sat by a cluster of glowing mushrooms, their soft blue light spilling over the letter in his paws. Sunbeams peeked through the emerald canopy, and Oliver the owl perched on an oak branch nearby, his wise eyes half closed. Rusty traced Joe's words with a grin. "He's coming, Oliver," he chirped, his voice bubbling with joy. Oliver hooted softly, the woods must welcome him properly. Rusty's tail twitched with excitement as he imagined the grand reunion ahead. The forest burst into action. Squirrels scampered about, rolling golden acorns to line the paths like tiny lanterns. Frogs polished dewdrop mirrors until they sparkled like stars in the daylight. Rusty, holding a birch bark clipboard, darted from tree to tree, directing the efforts. "A little more shine here," he called, and the creatures worked together, eager to make the forest glow for Joe's arrival. The air buzzed with chatter and laughter as the woods transformed into a welcoming wonderland. Back in the frozen north, Joe's journey took a wild turn. A monster blizzard roared down from the sky, the wind howling like a pack of angry wolves. Snow swirled around him, and shadowy foxes circled, their eyes glinting in the storm. Joe curled protectively around the vial, whispering, "Rusty." The light flared bright and bold, scattering the foxes like leaves in the wind. The blizzard growled, but Joe pressed on, the firefly glow lighting his way through the chaos. Further south, Joe reached a vast frozen lake, its surface gleaming under the pale sun. He took a careful step, but, crack, the ice groaned and splintered beneath his paws. Dark water peeked through the fractures, cold and deep. Joe froze, his heart pounding. The vial pulsed red, a warning or maybe a spark of courage. With slow, steady steps, he inched across, the ice creaking under his weight. At last, he stumbled onto solid ground, letting out a shaky breath of relief. Exhausted, Joe collapsed at the edge of a pine forest, his fur dusted with snow. The vial's light had dimmed to a faint flicker, its energy nearly gone. But ahead, through the trees, he saw them, glowing mushroom lanterns, their golden light twinkling like stars. The whispering woods! Joe's tired eyes brightened. He'd made it, and Rusty was so close now. In the forest, Rusty paced at the base of a mossy willow tree, his paws tapping nervously. Oliver slept on a branch above, feathers ruffled by the misty dawn. A honey hourglass dripped slowly nearby, each golden drop stretching out the weight. "He should be here by now," Rusty muttered, peering into the fog. His ears twitched, and his heart raced with hope and worry. Suddenly, Rusty froze mid-step, his eyes wide. A shadow moved in the mist, tall and familiar. The mushroom lanterns flared bright, casting a golden glow over the clearing. Rusty's breath caught in his throat. "Joe?" he whispered, his voice trembling with wonder. The fog parted, and there he was, Joe, weary but smiling, stepping into the light. Rusty couldn't wait another second. "You're here," he cried, leaping through the air toward Joe. The polar bear braced himself, his face lighting up with joy as he caught Rusty in a big, gentle hug. Acorns rolled under their paws, and Joe's rumbling laugh shook the trees. The forest creatures cheered, their voices ringing through the woods. Friends at last, Rusty and Joe held tight, their hearts full of happiness. In a quiet moment, they sat together, paws close. Rusty tied a new vial of firefly light around Joe's neck, its glow warm against his white fur. "Now you carry the forest always," Rusty said softly. Joe smiled and offered a pawful of melting icicles from the Arctic, cool and sparkling. "For your waterfall," he rumbled, his voice thick with feeling. Tears glistened on their fur as the golden light wrapped them in a shared glow. Later, Rusty and Joe stepped into a hidden cave, its walls shimmering with light. The firefly glow mingled with the rainbow hues of the icicles, dancing across the stone. Oliver perched nearby, watching as the lights merged and projected a map onto the wall, an island floating in the sky. "An island in the sky?" Rusty breathed, his eyes wide with wonder. Joe grinned, his adventurous spirit sparking. "Adventure?" he asked, his voice full of hope. Together, they looked at the glowing map, ready for whatever came next.